Even though I love sharks today, when I was younger I was absolutely petrified of them, to the point it was irrational fear. Although I never seen a real one, I would think that a shark may pop out and eat me in a bath or a pool. So how did I get over my Galeophobia? And I'll try to help you, viewer, if you have this fear, or if you're still on the fence about sharks. First we must go back to 2006, when I was 4 years old. My love for the sea was in its infancy, but I did like anything to do with the sea. Well, while I had a lot of things to do with the sea, one thing in particular brought about this fear. Now, something that brought about my fear was to do with my shark covered bed. While it was not all sharks and it was very cartoony, I was young at the time and it stood out to me because of just how scary it looked. Now, apparently there was also something else that triggered this fear, but because it looked so much like the cartoony shark, I honestly don't know what else could have brought this about, but I had a nightmare where this shark, very cartoony, was in pitch black looking at me, threatening to eat me. And I woke up screaming for someone to help me until my mother rushed in and held me tight. So that was the start of my fear, but also the start of my journey. Later in life I kept my love for the ocean, but I still had this fear that the sharks would come out at any time and eat me. So, at some point, I can't remember the teacher's name, but if it was not for them, I definitely would not have done this. They told me a fear is obviously not understanding something. So if you want to be less afraid, then why not try and understand it? And so I did. And in my infancy, I wanted to try and learn a lot more stuff. I was about 4 or 5 at this time. And obviously, being 4 or 5, I wasn't very literate, and I needed to start from the basics. And so I would pick up the 100 facts about sharks, and a couple other things I could get a hold of. At this point in time, I could not get over the hold of the thing that would lead me to learning about them even more. I will want to say at this point though, I could hold and not think sharks will pop out at any time to kill me. So it was a step in the right direction, but that does not mean I wasn't terrified of them at this point. So when me and my mother went to the aquarium, I wanted to go and see the hammerhead sharks, and so did she. So we found out once we got in there that the shark enclosure was closed, and so we tried to get out, but unfortunately for us, we kept going in circles. So while we were going in circles, all I could see when I popped through the door was this giant hammerhead shark staring at me every time that we would come around. The only thing that we could see apart from that was an empty room that was dark, with the only full lit thing being the sea underneath going on top on part of the roof. So yeah, not the best sight, and obviously me being very young, I was scared. I was very scared, and I had to wait until we got out to calm me down. Now, due to this playing over and over again in my head constantly the night before, I wanted to try and learn more about them, and I was able to get my hands even more on more textbooks. Now, while these still weren't the most informative of textbooks, I learned a lot more, and due to this I wanted to take up even more biology. And so I learned a bit more about the food chain and how that worked, and due to this I even got an assembly award for drawing it out, and I felt proud. Now due to this, due to getting an award for it, and due to me understanding a lot more, I felt proud of myself, proud that I more or less came over my fears, and what knowledge I gained from this. Now while the teacher never taught me this, I definitely think this is important, that even if you do get a straight answer, you should try and learn just a bit more. Maybe that'll help you out. Now while you don't have to write an entire textbook like me, it definitely does help. Now I want to say, I know a lot of you who are watching this are going to be older than I was when I first started this journey. I know a lot of you also think that because I was that age and you're now probably a lot older, probably teen or adult, that you'll probably be looked down upon for trying to understand them from basic level, and I want to say no. Learn it from there, never jump straight into something you wouldn't understand, always start from the basics and work your way up. Never feel ashamed that you have to do that. It's how all of us start, and we have to start somewhere. I do hope your journey is a good one though. And to start you off, I'll have some links down below for those who are very interested. Anyway, if you do like this cool content, why not check out this video? And if you even loved me even more, why not subscribe for future content? This has been FearfulMilk, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.